you're doing any kind of work to your car, you already know that you need to have a good scan tool to be able to do that work. But the problem is there are literally more scan tool models available for sale today than there are car models for sale. And to make it even worse, the prices range from $10 to over $5,000. So what's the deal? Today I'm gonna cut through all the fog and I'm gonna give you a really good understanding of what's available out there. And by the end of the video, you'll know the 4 different types of scan tools, and I'm gonna give you my recommendation for best DIY scan tool for 2024. And speaking of work, the Tundra needs some service work done, so we're gonna do that and talk about scan tools. Plus, I'll show you the tool that I recommend and how I'm going to use it today. Come on, we got a lot of work to do. So the first category of tool that I want to talk about is the most expensive. I'm going to call that the shop tool. Now this is going to be a shop owner or a dealership that purchases the tool. Now dealerships have to, under their contract, they have to purchase the OE tool. Like for Toyota, it's the Toyota Tech Stream. If you're a Toyota dealer, you gotta have it. And it does about 99% of everything that you can do with a scan tool. Now, it doesn't do everything. No tool does everything. So that's the first thing to know. But the tool that the dealership uses is gonna be about $5,000 or so. Plus, they're gonna spend thousands of dollars every year for a subscription. So that OE tool that they use can also be purchased by aftermarket shops, and some of them do that if they want to have the best service that they can possibly deliver. So on top of reading all of the data in a car, including the codes and oil temperature, transmission speed, and so on, those tools can do a lot of other things too, like actuation tests. So what they can do is they can activate the fuel pump to see if it works, or to see if that circuit works, before condemning the fuel pump, because if you have a wiring problem, you got to fix that first. Otherwise you're just wasting your money on parts you don't need. These company purchase tools have the ability to program modules. When you buy a brand new computer module to replace something that was broken on the car, it doesn't have any software in it. So what you have to do is program it to tell it what it is and what car it's in. And that programming ability is very unique to the company-owned type of scan tools. There are aftermarket versions of a company purchase tool. They're still pretty pricey, up in the $3,000–4,000 range, but they're made by other companies like Autel, Snap-on, and so on. The main difference on these company-owned tools between the aftermarket and the OE, like a Toyota or a Ford, is the OE is going to be PC-based. So you got to have a computer and a dongle. And the aftermarket type are typically all in one unit. Now, if you've got that kind of scratch, you can buy either one of these tools. It's just going to cost you. They're pretty expensive, and they're really only designed for people that need them every single day. There are some luxury features on them that are pretty sweet. One of my favorites is called Network Topology, and that just gives you a graphical representation of all the computer modules on your network and how they're connected. So there's that, there's a few bells and whistles, and then some other luxuries are you get really good hardware. It's a lot faster than some of the more budget-minded hardware that goes a little bit slower. We can move down the ladder now to full-function, high-end mechanic purchase tools. Now this is going to be a much cheaper option, not cheaper, but a lot more affordable than the company purchased ones. And typically you're just going to have mechanics who use these things daily purchasing them. So they're going to be at about $1,000, maybe a little bit higher. That's the price range, $1,500 or so. So they're not cheap, but they're very good, and they've got a lot of functionality. Functions that they're not going to have, though, primarily is programming. You're not going to have that ability to put software from the internet into a module to program it, because it doesn't have that type of two-way communication. So that's going to be really left up to dealerships and shops who invest in pretty high dollar stuff. But for the most part, most mechanics aren't replacing modules every day. So really, if you're not programming modules every day, it really doesn't make sense to pay that kind of money every year to have the ability. All of these high-end mechanic purchase tools, they're all-in-one units. So the dongle and the user interface, they all come in the same case together. No PC type stuff and no cell phone connectivity or anything like that. And other than that, those mechanic purchase tools pretty much do everything else. It's why smart mechanics who do use them a lot swear by them, and it's a really good value. Now maybe a used Snap-on scanner is on your radar because it is that high tier professional scan tool that does just about everything, and a used one is going to be a lot more affordable for you. But there's a couple of pitfalls that you need to be aware of, and I've got an entire video about that. You can click it just up there in the banner if you want to watch about that, but please do watch that before you make a decision to buy a used Snap-on scanner. This will save you a lot of headaches. Now we're going to skip from number 2 down to number 4, and that's going to be your regular code reader. This is going to be your $10 to $50, maybe $100 tool that really just reads codes. It can't do a whole lot beyond that. Now some of them can read modules like engine modules, transmission. They can give you data from inside those modules, like the coolant temperature and the oil pressure, that kind of stuff. But any type of two-way communication where you're programming it or you're doing active tests or anything like that, that's not going to happen on a code reader. It's just a basic tool that gets you in the ballpark, and it's something that you can hook up really quickly and read codes if you need to. Yep, so those code readers certainly do have their place, but I think you'd be better off with category number 2, and I'm going to call that one the compromise category. Now, compromise category is exactly what it says. It compromises one feature or another to give you a lower price, to keep you on budget. It's the kind of tool that I'm using right now to do the next service, which is going to be the transmission. There are basically 2 different types of compromise tools. And for each one, you have to compromise 2 things in order to get the price that you want. Now, the first one that I'm going to tell you about is one that you've seen a video for. Hold on, there we go. And it's going to be this tool here. The compromise being it's a much smaller screen and the tech in there is a lot slower, so you get a little bit more lag time in between every button click. It's just kind of a cheaper tool, but it is very competent. It can do just about every professional trick in the book that the other ones can, but compromise number 2, it only works on Toyota, at least for this one specifically. They've got different ones for BMW, Mercedes, Dodge, and so on. This one's for Toyota. Works great, does a lot, but you've got 2 compromises. The second type of compromise is something like this. It's called a Bluetooth dongle. It's what people call it. First compromise is obvious. There's no user interface. There's no screen. There's nothing at all. You have to provide that either with your phone or, in my case, I'm using a Samsung Galaxy Pad, a tablet, for this one here. This is a top-down. I've been using this for a while and I like it, but it doesn't do everything that I want it to do. We'll get to that in a second. Then I got this. This is ThinkDiag 2, which is the latest ThinkDiag Bluetooth dongle product. And I like it better for a couple of reasons. Number 1, it's got a long lead to it. This other one is so small that it gets forgotten about. It's just plugged into the OBD2 port and it stays there and I forget about it. And That's okay if it's out in your driveway, but if it's somebody else's car, you gotta call that person and ask them to get your dongle back. With this one, I just put it up over the steering wheel, and I'm not gonna lose it. Now, number two, this Thinkdiag does more than the Topdon. And what I mean is, it can do ECU coding on Toyotas, and it can also do immobilizer work. Both things the Topdon cannot do, Thinkdiag does do it. Looks like we're almost done draining here. Let me grab a rag. Okay, so all of these scan tools, these three that I just talked about, they can do what it is I need to do today. And that's gonna be measuring the transmission fluid temperature so I can get an accurate level when I go back to fill it up. So that's good, but I'm gonna be using the new one, the Thinkdiag 2. I think you're gonna like it. Let's go back into the cab and we'll talk about what it looks like. Okay, compromise number two for this type of scan tool, the Bluetooth dongle, is you gotta pay to play. Now, when you purchase them, you're good to go for an entire year, but you gotta pay for a subscription if you wanna keep using the tool after that first year. Now, for the Thinkcar 2, the Thinkdiag 2, the subscription is right around $100, and this one here, they have two different tiers of subscriptions, so it's different prices. It's around $100 for the top one. And in the end, this is just a decision that you're going to have to make, which compromise you're willing to give up in order to get a tool like this at a decent price today. So if you're willing to pay the subscription fee, this is going to be a really good deal for you, especially this one, the brand new Thinkdiag 2, because it's so much more capable than the other one that I've tested. Now, I mentioned that this got ECU coding, and it is so good. Have a look at the screen here. Just like every other function of a scan tool, you're car dependent. So if your car will allow it, you can code certain functions in that car, like the seatbelt warning. On the Tundra, I've turned that off, so I can put a lunchbox here in the passenger seat or a toolbox, and it's not going to have that seatbelt warning buzzer constantly beeping at me as I'm driving down the road. That's a super good feature. It'll program other things like the automatic headlights and door locks and all sorts of things. There's, who knows, probably about 50 different parameters that you can set the way you want to using this tool. The other one doesn't do that. The second very valuable set of capabilities for the Thinkdiag 2 is that it can program the immobilizer. So if you lose your keys for your car and you don't want to go to a dealership to have new keys programmed, this tool can do that in your driveway. You can just go buy a blank key, and this tool will program that key to your car, and you can start it up and drive away basically for free. As long as you have this tool and your subscription, you are good to go. That is a very valuable feature. It's guaranteed to pay for itself if you use it one time. Dealership fees go from $200 and up just to make a key for a car if you're missing one. So if you haven't figured it out, Thinkdiag 2 is my recommendation for 2024 for DIYers because it is so powerful and affordable. It's a no-brainer. This is the best tool that I've tested so far. Now there's a Thinkdiag and a Thinkdiag 2. The 2 is a little bit better. It's got lights on both sides so you can see what it's doing, if it's powered on and if it's working. It also has the longer cable. The first one is just a small dongle like the ones that get lost. So this is better in that way. It also has Bluetooth 5, so it communicates a lot faster with your iPad. And it has new CAN protocols so that it can talk to GM cars that are 2020 and newer, where the Thinkdiag 1 can't do that. Now, what can it pair to? Now, it can pair to any iOS device, so any iPhone or iPad. It works great, and I like using the iPad because you got the bigger screen, you can just see better. I really like working with that. But it won't pair with a Samsung Galaxy tablet. It's not available in their app store, but it does work on Galaxy phones. So a Galaxy phone, iPhone, or iPad works great, and it's very fast. All right, it's time to put some transmission fluid in here and we can get this job done. Now, aside from better functionality, that Thinkcar Thinkdiag 2, it's got a better user interface. It's a lot easier for me to just go through all the menus more organically. It just seems more natural. It's laid out better, and let me show you here. If I'm looking for the transmission temp, I can just search for a keyword like temp, hit search, and it's going to take me right to it, so I don't have to scroll through all of the data PIDs just to find the one that I'm looking for. So I'm going to go with AT oil temperature 1, because that's the one that we're monitoring to do this job. And there we go. That's our AT temp. So let's graph that. And now I can just look at this at a glance and see where we're at. But got to put some fluid in there real quick. Let me get this down into the transmission. I'll be right back. So it's a more friendly user interface, and it's faster. This is by far the fastest scan tool that I have in my arsenal. And part of that has to do with the fact that I can hook it up to a brand new iOS device, either my iPhone or this iPad, and it really blazes. Plus it's got the Bluetooth 5 if your device has that capability. Oops. And the CAN protocol. So this thing is blazing fast compared to really any other tool that I have. The worst thing is if you have laggy data and you're trying to find something, or if you're just looking through, you're trying to do a full system scan and you're waiting, this doesn't make you wait very long at all. All right, 3 more to go, and then we're going to check the temperature and get this level right. I'm going to let the transmission warm up and drain at the same time out of this overfill. But I want to tell you about one more thing that I love about this tool that you're not going to find in a regular scan tool. All right, I'm watching this temperature come up here. We're not quite there yet, so I've got some time to talk to you about what I really like about this tool, especially for me because I'm doing these videos. This is the only tool that I've ever seen that gives you a complete list of every function that it has in its capabilities for every car in its whole software program. So that means if you ask me about a Toyota or a Dodge or whatever car you have, I can tell you if this tool has the capability you're looking for before you make that purchase. Radio just came on. Guess the wife is inside on her device. So that's a really cool feature. I wish I could do that with every tool so I could answer all your questions, but with this one, I've got that, and that is super awesome. So if it's not already obvious, this is the tool that I recommend for DIYers in 2024 because it's got a great price and it's got great functionality. The only thing is you have to decide whether the compromises are something you're willing to deal with or not. If they are, I've got a link down in the description for their product page. Just go to that. You can see everything you need to see about this tool, and you can ask me whatever question you've got. You can leave that in the comments before you purchase. I can answer them so you can make a purchase with confidence. I'll see you next time.